Irfan Khan, the actor par excellence, breathed his last on 29th April 2020. He was 53. The impact of his craft and personality was that everybody could relate to him. The sentiment at large in India is that it feels like a close family member has passed away. Over the next couple of weeks, his distraught fans would immerse themselves in watching his movies and paying tributes to him. But there is one thing not to be missed out: the biography of Irfan Khan, the man, the dreamer, the star. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Irfan's biography and some anecdotes from the book. But first, about the author of this book. Irfan's biography is written by Asim Chabra, who's a film journalist, a freelance writer, and a festival programmer in New York. His earlier works include best-selling books on Shashi Kapoor and Priyanka Chopra. In the past, Irfan had been contacted by several publishing houses for a book, to which he would flatly refuse. When Asim contacted Irfan in late 2018 for this book, Irfan was in the middle of a poignant phase in his life, where he had discovered this dreaded tumor and was receiving medical treatment. Asim sent a detailed proposal to Irfan when he was in London receiving treatment. A few weeks later, Irfan called and agreed for the book. Irfan declined to give interview at that stage, understandably so, but he agreed to extend his help in providing material for the book. Irfan gave Asim names of his friends, colleagues, and family members who provided information and insights into the journey of Irfan from a struggling actor to a shining star. The book, published by Rupa Publications, comprises 200 pages. I've read this book twice already. It's a marvelous book for anyone who is interested in knowing little more about the filmmaking process than just the star. When Irfan is in the frame, the viewer is simply focused on him. An example of this is 2018 Hollywood movie Puzzle featuring Kelly MacDonald and Irfan. The movie had a women-centric theme, and Kelly MacDonald was the focus of the film. A female editor was brought on board to ensure women's perspective in the film. When the first cut of the movie came out, to everyone's surprise, the focus of the film was largely on Irfan. When the editor was asked the reason, she said that she simply fell in love with Irfan's acting. The book reveals a fact about Irfan which not too many people know of. As a child, Irfan was obsessed with kite flying. His obsession with kite flying resulted in him falling off a terrace and breaking his left arm and wrist. His parents did not take proper medical advice and got just the local Hakim or Mesa to treat him. This treatment, or rather mistreatment, resulted in Irfan's arm being slightly shorter than the other. This traumatized and embarrassed Irfan even when he became an actor. He was always conscious of one of his arms. Meera Nair was one of the early spotters of Irfan's talent. She gave Irfan his first ever role in a film and cast him in his 1988 release film Salaam Bombay. Irfan had a 2-minute scene in Salaam Bombay. It's a small scene but a brilliant one. You can watch it in the link provided in the description. Irfan was supposed to have a bigger role in the film. But what happened? Why his scenes were reduced to almost nothing? For this role, Irfan prepared diligently for months. When the shooting started, there was a problem. Meera Nair, the maker of Salaam Bombay, had cast Irfan as one of the street children. Real street children were hired to play the role. Street children are malnourished and short in height. In between the real street children, Irfan with a 6'1" height and a nourished body looked anything but a street child. Meera Nair had no option but to uncast Irfan and offer him another but a truncated minor role. During his struggling days, Irfan did television to sustain himself. The transition from theatre to television was not easy. As a theatre artist, Irfan was used to looking wherever his mind took him, whereas television requires actors to be extremely precise in their movements. In addition to that, Irfan painfully discovered that the skill for which he was applauded on stage was considered a liability in television. What was that? Irfan was a trained theatre actor. He would bring pauses between sentences and words. Ordinarily, producer and director would be delighted to have such an actor. But television producers would be dismissive of Irfan's acting and would often get angry on his pauses. Producers would be heard saying that Irfan will take time and that will increase the cost of the scene. Television producers just wanted Irfan to blurt out the lines so they could save money on editing table. So, despite doing several television shows, Irfan never enjoyed television. By turn of century, a stream of cinema was developing which comprised new breed of filmmakers such as Vishal Bharadwaj, Anurag Kashyap, Tigmanshu Dhilia, Shujit Sarkar, Anubhav Sinha, etc. This allowed a pool of skillful actors to exhibit their talent. Actors such as Manoj Vajpayee, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and of course Irfan flourished under this new wave of Hindi cinema. But it was not easy neither for the filmmakers nor for the actors. The book throws light on the challenges faced by these talented filmmakers and actors. One such challenge was the making of the film Hasil, directed by Tigmanshu Dhilia, featuring Irfan. Hasil was not an easy film to make. The film ended with a shootout at Kumbh Mela, but the film did not have a producer. While the team of Hasil was desperately searching for finances, the Kumbh Mela had started. Now it was a question of whether to shoot the Kumbh Mela scene or wait for another year. So Tigmanshu, Irfan, Jimmy Shergill and some other unit members pooled in some money and rushed to Kumbh Mela and shot the climax. The movie ran into several other troubles, but when released was showered with praises. When Irfan's Hollywood career was going strong, he did not forget the roots he came from. He would maintain a fine balance between his international projects and Hindi films. He said no to at least 3 Hollywood projects with big names such as Steven Spielberg. The Hindi film Piku and the Hollywood film The Martian were offered to Irfan. They both required him at the same time, so Irfan had to choose between the two. The Martian had a smaller role but a huge paycheck with an opportunity to enhance Irfan's increasing international recognition. Piku had a lower paycheck. Irfan said no to The Martian and opted for Piku. Irfan's role in The Martian went to the British-Nigerian actor Chiwetel Ejiofor, but a magnificent Hindi film Piku was made with Irfan. Just imagine Piku without Irfan. According to the author, Irfan was not just an actor, he is a national treasure. The book mentions that Irfan had serious objections to the term Bollywood. So, in my view, a genuine tribute to Irfan would be to discourage use of the term Bollywood, as the term is nothing but a mockery of talent and hard work of national treasures such as Irfan. Thank you for watching.